Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about one of the most confusing question types in IELTS reading, and that is list of headings. Many students feel this question very difficult, but actually it becomes very easy if you understand the logic behind it. In today's class, I will show you step-by-step strategies that can help you to score band 7 or above in this specific question type. So let's begin. First, let's understand what list of headings actually is. In this task, you are given several headings and a number of paragraphs. So what you have to do, your job is to match each paragraph with the correct headings. Now, very important, this question or this test doesn't test your grammar and it doesn't directly test your vocabulary either. So what it tests? Generally, it tests your ability to understand the main idea from a paragraph. So it tests your understanding of a paragraph meaning. So if you can identify the central idea of each paragraph, you can solve this question very easily. Let's talk about why students lose marks in this question. The first mistake is reading the whole passage carefully from the beginning to end. That wastes a lot of time. And the second mistake is matching the exact word or keywords only. IELTS rarely repeats the same words. They use paraphrasing. And another problem is spending too much time on a paragraph. And finally, many students don't understand the topic sentence of a paragraph. So if you can't understand that what a topic sentence is, so you can't solve this question. However, today we will fix all of these problems. So the first strategy is very important, and that is always read the headings first. Before you even look at the passage, read all the headings carefully and underline or mentally note the keywords. It's very effective. For example, if a heading says economic impact of tourism, so the keyword is here is economy, so you have to mark it. And the paragraph, so this prepares your brain, and now you know what kind of ideas you are looking for inside the passage. Here is step 2, and here is something very important, that don't read the full passage in detail. You don't need every example or every explanation. Instead, just focus on the first sentence, maybe the second sentence, and sometimes the last sentence. This usually contains the main idea. This strategy saves a lot of time, and also look for transition words. Here is step 3. Find the topic sentence. So what is topic sentence? Most paragraphs follows a structure. First, the writer gives the main idea. Then they give the explanation. And at the ending, they may give an example. The first sentence is often called the topic sentence. If you can understand the topic sentence, you can understand the paragraph. So you can identify the proper answer. Here is step 4. Match ideas, not words. This is where many students make mistakes. Don't match words, just match the meaning. For example, the heading might say financial consequence and the paragraph might say economic effects. Different words, but they have same meaning. You have to remember IELTS love paraphrasing. So train your brain to look for similar meaning, not identical vocabulary. And step 5. Watch out for extreme words. Be very careful when a heading contains extreme words like always, only, completely, the best, or never. If the paragraph does not strongly support that extreme idea, then it is probably the wrong heading. You have to remember IELTS use extreme words to confuse students. And step 6. Start with easy paragraph. You don't need to start from paragraph A. Sometimes paragraph C or D looks easier. So solve the easiest one first. When you match one heading, eliminate it from the list. And this reduces confusion and increase accuracy. And here, step 7, use the online summary trick. So, what is online summary trick? After reading a paragraph, pause for a second and ask yourself, what is this paragraph mainly about? Try to answer in one simple sentence. For example, like a paragraph explains the reason for climate change. So you have to look for a heading that match with that idea. And here is some advanced strategy to contrast paragraph. When you see words like however, but, although, yet in contrast, that usually means the writer is introducing a different viewpoint. In this case, the correct heading may be something like opposing theory, alternative explanation, like that. And here some advanced strategy for understand cause versus effect. Sometimes two headings look very similar. For example, cause of climate change and effects of climate change. Ask yourself, is this paragraph explaining why some things happen or what happens as a result? That a small difference can change your answer. And here's the most important thing, the time management strategy. If there are 6 or 7 paragraphs, you should not spend more than 1 or 1.5 minutes in each paragraph. If you get stuck, just move on. And always remember, reading section 3 is usually the hardest, so you must have to save time. So here's some common traps in list of headings. Sometimes a paragraph contains many ideas, but your job is to find the main focus, not the small details. And another trap is when two headings look similar. When two headings look similar, always go back to the central purpose of the paragraph, because the similar headings confuse the students. And now I will show you the practical demonstration method. This is the exact process you should follow during the real IELTS exam. Let me explain each step clearly. First, read all the headings carefully. Read all the headings very carefully. Don't rush, don't jump to the another passage immediately. Just take time and read the headings very carefully, because when you read each heading, underline or mentally highlight the keywords. These keywords tell you what kind of idea you are looking for. Maybe it's about a cause, a problem, a theory, an advantage or disadvantage, or a comparison. This prepares your brain before you even start reading. And second, go to the paragraph. But remember, don't read the entire paragraph word by word. Instead, focus on the first line and just the last line. In most academic texts, the first sentence introduces the main idea, and the last sentence may summarize or conclude it. If the main idea is still unclear, then quick scan the middle for the repeat of words. Sometimes the repeated words or single words like however, for example, or as a result can help you to identify the answer. And the third step is make online summary. Make online summary. After reading, pause for 2 seconds and ask yourself, what is this paragraph mainly about? And answer in one simple sentence in your mind. For example, like a paragraph explains the benefits of renewable energy. And so, when you have to solve the paragraph, you have to check which list of headings match with that topic. When you create that short summary, matching becomes much easier. And the fourth step, match the idea, not the words. You have to match the idea. Check when heading express the same meaning as your summary. Remember, IELTS uses paraphrasing, so the words may be different, but the meaning will be similar. Finally, repeat the same process for all paragraphs. And don't change your strategy halfway. And here, also an important part, the practice strategy for Band 7 Plus. To improve, use Cambridge books, especially Cambridge 9 to 11. Cambridge 9 to 11. Sorry, Cambridge 9 to 18. And practice 2 passages daily. After solving, check your mistakes carefully. You have to review your mistakes and ask yourself, why was my answer wrong? So it will help you to correct yourself. And here is the biggest golden rule. Remember, this list of headings is not a vocabulary test. List of headings is not a vocabulary test. It is a main idea test. If you train yourself to quickly understand paragraph structure, this question becomes much easier. And now we will talk about the final advice. To score band 7 or above, you have to practice daily. You have to read more English articles, and so you can improve your vocabulary. You have to listen to podcasts. You have to write regularly, and when you will practice your speaking, you can record your speaking, so it will help you to improve your speaking and make you more fluent. And the most important thing, stay consistent, because consistency is the key of success. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching this video.